Okay, so in this question, it says r plus a divided by b plus c is equal to d. And we have to solve for the unknown variable. And in this case, the unknown variable, the variable that we don't know the value for, is r. So by the end of the question, we want to figure out what is r equal to. That is our goal. We want to get this r all by itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this information on the side here. They've told us what each variable represents. So we know the value of each of the variables. Okay, so a is -8. So instead of writing a, I'm going to replace it with that value. So r plus -8 plus, what's the value of c? In this case, c is 0, is equal to d, and d is 14. So I'm going to put 14. And we also have to make sure we include r plus a divided by b. Okay, and in this question, b is equal to -11. So I'm going to put divided by -11. Okay, so now we have all of the information plugged into the question, and we only have one variable that is unknown. Okay, so we're trying to isolate that variable. So let's rewrite this as r plus -8. And I can't add or subtract those together. We cannot combine a variable and a number, right? Divided by -11. Now, in this case, I have plus 0. So do I actually have to write plus 0? No, plus nothing. So that is equal to 14. I'll do another example later where this is a number and not a plus nothing, okay? Because that involves an extra step. So for now, let's just stick to this question, okay? Again, we're trying to get r by itself. So we have r plus -8 divided by 11. Again, we want to do the opposite operation, okay? We want to remove this fraction, divided by -11. What's the opposite of divided by -11? Opposite of division is multiplication. So if I multiply this by -11, I am undoing that operation and I'm getting rid of that. So I'm just left with this r plus -8, or I can just write r take away 8, right? Because plus a negative becomes take away, equal to 14. Now, if I multiplied the left side by -11, I have to do the same thing on the right side. So I have to multiply this by -11. Okay, so we can actually simplify that. 14 times -11 is equal to -154. And on the left side, I still have my r take away 8. But I want to get rid of this take away 8. What's the opposite operation? Opposite of subtraction is, that's right, addition. If I add 8, I've gotten rid of it. So what do I have to do to the right side? I have to add 8. Okay, so I'm just left with this r now. That was my goal. I just wanted to have r by itself. So let's simplify it. What is -154 plus 8? That's equal to -146, and that is the final answer. R is equal to -146. Okay, so let's try the exact same question, except this time we have different values. Okay, so we just populated the question again, and I'm just putting in different values for A, B, C, and D. Same thing, we want to figure out what is r equal to. That is our goal at the end. We want to know what r is equal to, but this time there is no value of 0 in our question, so every variable has a representation that is a number that is not 0. So let's fill this in. R plus, what's A? 1, divided by B, which is -5, plus, what's C? 4, this time it's plus 4, and that's equal to, what's my value for D? 8, okay? Now, this time we have R plus 1 divided by -5 plus 4. This is not part of the fraction, that's separate, okay? And then that's equal to 8. So the first thing I want to do this time is get rid of this plus 4. What's the opposite of plus 4? Take away 4. I want to get rid of that because I'm trying to get the variable by itself, and I want to remove everything around the fraction. So if I take away 4 from the left side, I have to take away 4 from this side. Okay, so now I'm left with r plus 1 divided by -5 equals, well, what's 8 take away 4? 4. Now this looks exactly like the question that we just did. Okay, because before, I don't know if you recall, this was 0, so I didn't have to do that extra step. Now we're down to fraction on the left side and a constant term on the right side. How do we get rid of a fraction? How do we undo the operation of a fraction? Opposite of divided by -5 is multiply by negative 5. Don't forget to include the sign because we want to get rid of all of that. Okay, that reduces to 1. So I'm just left with my r plus 1. And on the right side, what do I have to do? That's right, same thing I did on the left side. Multiply by negative 5. What's positive 4 times negative 5? Negative 20. Am I done? No. I still have this plus 1. What's the opposite of plus 1? Take away 1. That's how we get rid of it. That leaves us with just the r. What do I have to do on the right side? I have to take away the 1. So what's negative 20 take away 1? Use your calculator if you forget how to add and subtract integers. Negative 20 take away 1 is negative 21, and that is the final answer.